Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's talk during Monte Carlo Fashion Week. I'm SARA SOZZANI MAINO, Deputy Director of Italian Vogue and Head of Vogue Talents. And today I have the pleasure to speak with Adrian and Marte, who are the founders of Desserto. Welcome to both of you. Very happy to have you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, so no, I'm very happy to have this conversation with you. I mean, you have a very successful kind of story because you founded your brand not even 2 years ago, and even with a year of pandemic, you have achieved so many awards and so many achievements from the industry. So my first question is, why was Desserto born? How did it all began?
Marta and I used to work in the automotive and in the fashion industry. We both met when we were living in Taiwan, and we used to be working with leather and artificial alternatives all time. And we got conscious about the environmental impact of using these feedstocks, and also about all the waste generated in the production sites. And we got concerned about it. And we tried to do some changes, but it was too difficult for us to do something within this big mechanism. So we decided to quit our jobs and develop ourselves material that could be a solution. But before that, we wanted to build our own fashion brand. And when we started to source like sustainable alternatives out there, we found a lot of roadblocks being here in Mexico, because there were no proposals here, or they were very scarce. There was not enough production supply. The prices were very expensive, very high, and also the alternatives were not compliant with most of the quality standards that we were familiar with in the automotive and in fashion. Working with leather and PVC, for instance, which are, although PVC is very, very noxious, it has great performance. So it was very difficult to find something that could be an actual replacement. And then we decided to do something about it. And we thought ourselves, why not to make our own material if we already know what the parameters in performance have to be met? And so that's how it all started. And being in Mexico, Cactus was the first plant that came into our minds.
That's true. I mean, and I guess it's also for you. I mean, you're coming from the automotive, but it's always, when you start a new adventure, it's also a way to get new awareness and, how to understand things. And obviously, I mean, now Desserto, it's something that, people are beginning to use as people, I'm saying brands. And I was saying before, I mean, this year has been such challenging year, but you have been having so many success and achievements. Why do you think Desserto is having so much success? I mean, why is the industry really looking at Desserto as the next material to be used in the industry?
Okay, so we think that this journey, it's been very, very interesting, because we first start with only one material in our launch. It was a material that was made only for bags, accessories, smaller goods, but this was like a small range of products that we had. But when we went to Italy at Linea Pele and we did our launch, we figured out that a lot of industries were interested in new solutions. So we received the automotive industry, we received the exports industry, the apparel industry. So since our launch, we start a new development, a new research and development of new products, of new materials to cover more different industries. So right now we can offer different industries, different materials and colors, because we can customize everything in the production. So what we're doing here and what we offer to the clients is a complete replacement of the animal leather or a plastic material for a cactus plant-based material. Why? Because we can customize since the color onto the performance. And now we have a range of products in stock that can cover apparel, so from footwear, bags, upholstery, and even the automotive industry. So what we offer is a huge variation of materials to cover more different industries. And I think that is a very important thing in our company, because what we want to do is to do it in a big scale, offer a solution that can be industrial scale and offer a big production capacity for everybody, and not just for the big brands. We offer Desserto for the small and medium brands, students, entrepreneurs, everybody, because we think that exclusivity is not an option, and we have to offer these materials to everybody.
Oh, that's good. Using, the fact of for everybody, I think it's the fact of it being inclusive and also reachable and, usable for almost everyone. And how important for you is as your company, as Desserto, nowadays is very important communication. I mean, communication is fundamental, but above all, the communication is also very important to create awareness. And how do you do this? Because I'm sure that you created Desserto also to create awareness. I mean, you yourself, you said we were working both in the automotive industry. We realized that there were things which were, not anymore in your DNA feeling of having to do something better. So how do you do that through Desserto?
That's a great question, Sarah. And I don't know where to start from. We knew that we were not perfect at the point of our launch, but we were aware of the size of the problem that we are facing, and so once we figured that our material was much better than what was already being used in mass scale, we just went for it. And it's been very, very intense R&D work along PR and promoting the product itself, not only with companies and brands, designers, but also in forums, organizations, universities, expos, social media, for instance, which is a very powerful tool nowadays. And yeah, I mean, Desserto is much more than just one material. Desserto is it's a platform in which we are able to carry this sustainability message to everyone, from B2B to B2C. We have a great support from media worldwide, and I think that part of that support comes when people talk with us and they get to know us and the company, and they see that we are genuinely here to offer a better option, and that we are very committed to sustainability in all avenues, about ethical aspects, economic, moral, sustainable in terms of environmental protection. We are thinking of Desserto as a purpose beyond profit, and that's what we care the most. It's very organic, and so yeah, I mean, the progress that we have been building on the material since our launch in October 2019 has been very, very, very fast. We started with a material that was 30% organic carbon content from plants as a total. That was the first generation of materials. Then we brought that up to 40, to 55, and this month, at the end of this month, we are gonna launch a new version which is 90%. So it's gonna be 90 to 95%.
Wait, sorry, someone came in, so I just paused the registration. Sorry, wait a second. Anura, puoi passare dall'altra parte perché sto facendo una registrazione, ok? Se puoi dirgli di non far entrare nessuno. Grazie. Sorry.
Don't worry.
This is like the beauty of it, because they're doing work outside, so I just forgot to tell them. So now Sorry about that. I'm gonna restart the registration. Maybe just say maybe the last part, okay? So just we can reconnect. Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, Adrian,
So,
you were saying about. Please go.
yes, Sarah. And so we were aware of the size of the problem, and we didn't want to wait to be perfect until get introduced to the market. So we just went for it when we had our materials at the 30% organic carbon content from plants, and still it was much better than what the market was already using in terms of leather and polyurethane, PVC. And this was shown through a life cycle assessment study that we performed on that specific quality. And so that's why we started to get a lot of engagement from brands and designers to use our material. Also the aesthetics, the color, the luxury hand feel that it offers. But most importantly, we have not stopped working on improving the material. And proof of that is that now, this month we are going to release a new version that is 90 to 95% organic carbon content from plants. So it is a very big progress, considering that we have been only in the market for a year and a half. And so that is the commitment. That is the commitment, and I think that's what people can see, that we are really committed, and that the products are performing really good to their applications.
Yeah, well, I agree a lot on this because I was saying, I've been knowing you for the last year and a half, and we still haven't met, unfortunately, physically. But I had the opportunity to see the product you do because, as you know, I do scouting, and there's some new designers that are using Desserto, and I have to say that the quality is exceptional, and it's really, and you can see that it can only get better. And going back to this, the product, how it is so. How can you keep traceability? Because nowadays, there are many brands that, even new brands that, talk about being responsible, sustainable, but not everyone ever speaks about how important traceability is. And do you manage to keep all the traceability, because you do everything in Mexico, so probably you have control on that. But how fundamental is that for a brand such as Desserto?
Yeah, traceability is very, very important in a material or in a process. So we know that. So we know that it's very important and critical to pay attention where all the raw materials come from. For example, the cactus fibers, to the recycled feedstock as cotton or polyester. All the feedstocks is important to know where do they come from. How many water do they need to grow? How many herbicides? How many pesticides? Herbicides? If there are kids in the process or not, if the workers are well paid or not, everything is important. We know that. So as we do the 100% of the production in Mexico, we know all the traceability in our process. As we know the feedstock of the cactus is 100% organic, we guarantee that the feedstocks in that specific fiber is 100% organic, and is, for example, we passed already the social and environmental audits from the huge world like leagues in the fashion industry. And once we achieve his fiber in Zacatecas, we move this feedstock to Mexico City when we do our production process. And of course, we were audited already by social and environmental audits that are very important in the fashion industry. So we comply with all the standards that we have to comply for being a sustainable factory or a sustainable process in the whole value chain. So it's important to know everything in the process and not just say that we are a sustainable product. We have to know where all the things come from to say that we're a sustainable brand.
Yeah.
Marte, I'm losing you. Wait, I just paused. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I just paused because I wasn't hearing anymore at the Sorry, the last minute was the line went dropped off. So can you just repeat the last part and that's it. Sorry about this, but I don't know if it's my connection or whatever. Okay, I'll start the registration again.
Okay, so I was saying that it's very critical to pay attention where all the fixtures come from, not just the national, but also the international. For example, we know that we import some feedstock, and we have to know where they come from and how were they produced. So at the end, what we offer to our clients is a final material that we offer 100% traceability in the whole product. So if we're using for example, a backing that is cotton, we must know that this cotton is recycled, and we have the GRS certification, and then we can know where that cotton or where that polyester will come from. And of course, the feedstock in cactus, we know everything about the feedstock, and we offer a warranty that these fields are 100% organic, are of course are cultivated in a good way.
Well, that's very important to say, because I think then traceability is also linked to education, because obviously people, I mean, the word traceability is clear maybe in the word itself, but then the meaning is very important. So education, I do think it's, you know, the pillar, the fundament, you know, to get to know how to work for a better future and how you can do better things. So, and I think your reality, which is 2 years old and you're young, and how important is education to transmit also, apart from being traceable, but also communicating education, especially for the young people, for the new generation, even for those kids that probably are following you and thinking about, you know, a startup or an idea that could do something like Desserto. So, I mean, education is fundamental, and I think you have also the tools to create awareness for this.
Yes, absolutely. Education and communication, it's very important, and that's something that we also invest a lot of time in that. 1 month ago, we were speaking with the kids in Canada. They were like 8 years old, 10 years old, and they gave us an interview, and we were talking with them. And I mean, we do that with students at university. We do that with the emerging designers. So I mean, the younger generations are the leaders of tomorrow, and it is very important to have them with the information and with the tools before they actually jump into these important decision-making positions.
Sorry, I lost you again. I'm sorry about that. You were starting with the young generation, just the last 30 seconds. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I think it's my fault today that my connection is faulty. Okay, I start again.
Yeah.
So just a second. Can I? Just a second. Can you hear me? Yeah. Because I have, I think, the email open, and so maybe, okay, I close this because there was something like, okay, some sound that maybe came in that can disturb you. It's okay? Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So we think that communication to younger generations is critical, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. They are going to be important decision makers in many different industries. And so when they are exposed to consciousness around sustainability, when they are given the tools, the chance to come to talk, to dialogue with people that are involved into sustainable transitions in different industries or applications, they get much more aware of the problem, of the options, the tools that they can use to make things better, and also inspire them to innovate and to adventure themselves into into challenging the regular way of doing things, which most of the times is not the ideal. So that's what we are committed to. We give a lot of our time to talk to all these people, and to make sure that as Marta said, that sustainability is not only on the knowledge of a little group of people in very important but very concentrated, but it's spread everywhere and people are aware, and that they demand from companies to do things better.
Yeah, Adrian, no, thank you for your words. I think this is fundamental. And one of my last questions is, you said it a little bit before, that you were, working for a better quality, and you're working on this new evolution of Desserto. If you can tell us, which other projects are you working on? I mean, what's next for Desserto for the next 6 months or year? If you can tell us about it. If not, we do understand.
Yeah, okay, Sarah. Yeah, we got a project like months ago, 1 year ago, and we still cannot do it because the pandemic, of course. But we want to open our own warehouse in Europe. Why? Because we know that the logistics and shipping from Mexico to Europe or to Asia, it causes also contamination. So what we want to do is to open our own warehouse, for example, in Italy or in the Netherlands, and then ship like in a bulk production there, and then do all the distribution in once. So in that case, we will reduce a lot the transit contamination, and of course, we will make things easier for everybody in our principal market, that is Europe. And of course, talking about the materials, as Adrian mentioned, we're about to launch a new material that we're very happy and proud about it, because it is more than 90% organic content with the same quality and same soft everything, but in a higher content. So we're very happy about it, and we're about to launch it in a few weeks or in a few months. So I think that those are the most important news about Desserto in the next months.
Well, that's great news. Cannot wait to see the new evolution. And my last question is more about for the future. I mean, for both of you, it's about, I mean, what are your hopes for the future? Adrian, what is your hope for the future, if you could wish something for the future for everyone?
I can only wish for good. I mean, I am an overly optimistic person. I always like to look at the bright side of things, and I really hope that people in all industries get much more conscious about the importance of taking care of the environment, of taking care of people working in their value chains, even if they are not in their own company, but if they are hired by their suppliers, and that we just try to do things better. I think the pandemic came as a reminder that we are very fragile, and if we do not take care of keeping a balance in sustainability and actually satisfying the needs of humanity itself, we're going to get into a very deep problem. So my hope is that we all join knowledge, forces, and consciousness to make things better.
Thank you, Adrian. And Martin, for you?
Well, my opinion, I think that it's very sad that the pandemic came, but as it's already here, I mean, in the world, the pandemic, we should take advantage of that and do something good about it. Why? Because it came, as everyone said, it's a reminder that we're running out of time, and the compressed care of the environment is responsibility of all of us, not just the industry, but also from us. So we think that we should take advantage, and we should start doing things different, and not just a producer of solutions, because we're only a tool. We're a material, but if the market or the clients do not use it or do not change their minds, it will be nothing at the end. So what we want to do is that be responsible and start doing things different for a better green world.
I agree. I mean, I think it's a matter of changing your status mind. I mean, to change your habits and think about that each of us really, if each of us would really do already a small change in your daily life, it's going to be a big change.
Yeah.
So, well, Marta, Adrian, it was a pleasure to speak to you, and I wished I could see you in Monte Carlo, which isn't the case this year, but I hope, as I said in the past, to come to Mexico and visit you. And thank you for being here today, and I wish you all the best, and thank you to everyone who have listened to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Ciao. Bye-bye. Federica, ci sei?
Sono qua.
Ok.
Benissimo.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And talk to you soon. Okay.
you.
Ciao. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ok. Chiudo? Chiudi tu?
Sì, anch'io.
Chiudiamo
Ma quando
e
chiudo
chiudiamo.
chiede?